We should tax wealth and not labor. Let's talk about something that affects every worker, every political party, every dollar that we earn. Let's do a comparison of labor driven income versus passive wealth driven income. I think as soon as you start to see this, you'll start to understand. Consider that if you have $100,000, get a license to drive a semi, you can buy one, work hard all year long, maybe make $75,000 a year. If you have $1,000,000, perhaps you could buy a restaurant franchise, hire employees, manage them, work very hard, maybe make $100,000 per year, or buy a farm. Apparently, with $1,000,000, you can buy something of a farm. You're probably going to have to work part-time at some other job, and you might make $75,000 a year. All of those are labor-intensive jobs. All of those jobs are where you're producing things which contribute to the economy. Now let's do a comparison. If you have $1,000,000 and you drop it in the stock market, you can sit back and do absolutely nothing, and historically people would probably make between $50,000 to $100,000 per year. So let's make a comparison comparing 4 points. First of all, if you do the stock market, you can sit back and do nothing all year long and collect that money. You might just buy one particular stock, or you might hire someone to manage that for you. Clock in one day, clock out another day. This also doesn't create, in some cases, they're funding people who are producing, but often in a lot of cases, this isn't actually really contributing any products or services to the economy. It's just creating a structure which allows people to create money, which then can buy things that other people are producing. So this is just a way to, in most cases, a way to kind of create money. So then these people who are creating this money can buy things that the actual producers, people who are building watches, building computers, producing food, whatever, they can buy those things. Labor requires a lot of time, effort, and skill. Stock market, you can just buy a stock. You can hire some other group or person to manage that for you, and they'll take a commission. There's enough of a profit margin in this that you can be fairly successful without a lot of skill. Of course, more knowledge would make it even more beneficial, of course. The third point is taxation. So the people who make products and who labor to create services and things for the economy are taxed a lot for the money that is made from those products or services. Whereas the people who generate wealth passively by merely letting it sit in the stock market or in real estate pay very little, if anything, for the wealth that is generated that way. Fourth, the stock market has government support. The government is managing this through stimuluses, through affecting the bond market, through affecting the interest rate, doing all kinds of things in order to try to make sure that this stock market keeps on being profitable for those who passively create wealth. And then in certain circumstances where it completely falls apart, like 2008 or 2020, the government really steps in and really bails them out. But if you're a part of labor actually producing things to serve the economy, and your restaurant fails, or your trucking company has a problem, the bank just comes in, repossesses it, and too bad for you. It's socialism for the wealthy and capitalism for labor. So what's the bottom line? I'd say this is completely backwards. The people who are actually producing and contributing to the economy in terms of labor and creating concrete things should be taxed less. Whereas the people who are able to generate money passively, merely just by having money sitting in the stock market, and labor should be rewarded more. Uh, Passive wealth generation should be rewarded less. This can be balanced out by taxation. Right now, there's very little taxation on passive generation, a lot of generation on wealth that is created through labor. We need to shift the burden so the burden is shifted more towards wealth that is created passively. This would help to balance out the market and would help to create a lot of the inflation that we see occurring, and it would also motivate people to be more interested in actually labor or actually generating wealth through creating things. Because as it is now, obviously, if everyone just played the stock market and was able to just create their wealth that way, well, then obviously we wouldn't have any food or houses or anything else. So obviously, it couldn't work if everyone was just creating income passively. But if more people are creating things and less people are profiting off of this, the vast amounts of money that is generating wealth inside countries, and in particular the United States, that would be better motivating people to be working towards creating actual things rather than just doing things like, buying Bitcoin or whatever it happens to be.